Just because you're 9 months pregnant doesn't factor anywhere in my mind, Miss Sanchez. Ma'am, look at me. While you're about to give life, you took someone else's life. Can you please read to me what happened?
Yes, sir. This crash happened back on December 24th of last year. Officers were advised of a four-vehicle crash at 5:37 a.m. on the 6300 block of I-45 South here in Harris County. Investigators observed massive damage on a Chrysler, indicating a head-on impact, massive force damage on a Mitsubishi, indicating a T-bone impact to the driver's side. Officers spoke with HFD firefighter who was on his way to work and observed the Chrysler strike the Mitsubishi. The Chrysler cut in front of him, causing him to swerve to the right and hit an Amazon truck. He states that this defendant was the driver and sole occupant of the Chrysler, and the driver of the Amazon truck confirms the wheel witness's story and stated that he clipped the Chrysler as he was coming to a stop. The complainant was taken to the hospital where she was pronounced deceased. Officers observed an unopened beer can in the driver's seat of the Chrysler. This defendant stated that she was the driver and that she struck the vehicle. They observed a strong odor of alcohol in her breath, red glassy eyes, and slurred speech. She was transported to the hospital, and a DRE arrived, and she was Mirandized, and she waived her rights. She stated that an SUV was stopped in a lane, and she tried to swerve to avoid hitting it, and then crashed into the other vehicle. She admitted to consuming 4 to 5 12-ounce twisted teas and smoking marijuana.
And alcohol in the car while she's driving?
Yes, sir. SFSTs were done. She scored 6 out of 6 on the HGN. She did not have vertical gaze nystagmus, and officers observed a lack of convergence. They were not able to do the walk and turn and one leg stand due to her injuries of a broken arm and sternum. There was a blood warrant and residual search warrant that were done, and her blood, Your Honor, came back at a 0.025 for ethanol, and she had, yes, 0.25, yes, sir. And then she had marijuana and cocaine in her system.
And what's the offer that you worked out?
We worked out an 18-month probation offer with 7 days as a condition, Your Honor.
I don't think that's enough. The fact that there's a dead body in this case, why is it not an intoxication?
It's a causation issue, Judge. We looked at it for an upgrade, is my understanding, because the other vehicle was on the roadway. Legally speaking, there's a causation problem, Judge, so that's why we came to the agreement that we have the families on board.
I'm not sorry, I'm not gonna take it. You have a dead body here. She has cocaine in the system. She's got booze in the car while she's driving, and a dead body. I'm not down with that. Just because you're 9 months pregnant doesn't factor anywhere in my mind, Miss Sanchez. Ma'am, look at me. I'm sorry. How many lives are now ruined because of this? Not only yours, how about everybody else? Every single day in Harris County, someone is maimed because of the DWI. It's sick that we lead the nation in fatalities. And I don't know why they can't prove causation to charge you with intoxication and manslaughter. But to me, a week is insufficient. It's not enough.
Yes, sir.
The reason why they weren't able to charge my client with intox manslaughter is because this accident was unavoidable. If you're
unavoidable?
Yes, sir. At the time of this accident, it was unavoidable. What ended up happening is that the deceased party spun out in front of her, and she was just going straight. The only thing that she did wrong at the day and time was drive a vehicle.
With cocaine, alcohol in her system, beer in the car at a 0.20. We were discussing about Ms. Sanchez. We were discussing when for you to do your jail time. Should we have you do it immediately to where you have the baby in jail? Is that cruel and unusual punishment? But then again, is a dead body cruel and unusual punishment? You know, what's fair? What's not fair? I don't know. All I know is that you're charged with DWI. There's a dead body, but they just can't prove causation. And that's why you're not charged with manslaughter. But the fact remains is that we have a dead body. I truly hope that you've treated your body well throughout that pregnancy. Because if you haven't, and you've used anything while you're on probation, you're guaranteeing yourself a life of babysitting of a potential baby that will have developmental, potential psychological, physiological issues that you'll have to babysit for the rest of your life, which is punishment in and of itself. Why are you here?
You said because of my ankle monitor.
You're not charging it. Battery's dead. Is the battery still dead?
It has a vibrator. I'm not sure.
Is it operational or not?
Yes, sir.
I asked you to do one thing. What did I ask you to do? That doesn't mean anything in our line of business. Pregnancy in the line of work that we have doesn't mean anything. I have people here that are still using when they're pregnant and they have no clue what they're doing to their body, what kind of disaster they're creating to a human life, and what kind of lifelong babysitting they're going to have to do, because if you don't treat the baby well while the baby is in your tummy, it's like a little flower, right? Flowers need sunlight, they need food, they need water. And if a flower gets that, they grow into a beautiful flower, right? Same things with a baby. If it doesn't get the love, if it doesn't get the food, the nurturing, the prenatal vitamins, it's not going to grow into the beautiful flower that it normally would. Michael, do you have an offer on this case, on Miss Brown's
This is
case?
Miss Brown, Judge. Let me check.
I mean, it's 500 days old. It's so old that it's grown hair and it's sprouting legs.
Our offer was time served on the ABI, dismiss the criminal mischief. It looks like we had a plea filed on the 23rd of September, but I don't know if it went through.
Judge, I told Abel we were going to come some.
I called him.
Yes, sir.
I have Miss Brown in front of us, and she has failed to charge her device for the last, I guess, 3 days. Why are you not charging your device?
I just got out of the hospital Wednesday.
Why are we in the hospital?
I had gallbladder surgery and it's making bowel reflex. So I've been sick since October 14th.
Is everything better now?
No, sir.
Why not?
Because they can't do nothing because due to me being too far along in pregnancy. So I just have to deal with it and take the medicine that they gave me.
Did you make sure that the medicine is going to jive with the baby? You got to make sure anything you put in your body now, you've got another life in your tummy. If you take the wrong thing, it'll impact that baby. And the last thing you need is to become a lifelong babysitter because of something you take impacting the baby. There's so many drugs out there that can contradict what it can do to a baby. Anything you put in your body, you got to make sure that it is not going to harm that baby. Taking prenatal vitamins so that you know that the baby is getting enough nutrients as well. So, all right, I'm not going to ding you on it, but I need you to start charging it again.
Yes, sir.
What are we going to do with this case, Abel? It's nearly
Judge,
500 days old.
It's already set for trial, Judge. It's set for trial on December 10th.
Oh, did you know that?
I did, Judge.
You did.
There was a plea, but I think they backed out of it and said it dropped it. Yes.
This is
I've spoken. I'm sorry, Judge. I've spoken with the prosecutor that handling the case. I forget exactly what her name is right now off the top of my head, but she's aware.
Morgan?
We spoke about. Yes, we spoke about it this morning.
Okay. All right. So are we keeping with the trial date then?
Yes, sir. I spoke to her about it again today, and I reviewed the offer and the possible deferred offer that could possibly be given. She said she was not interested, that she did want her jury trial, so we're ready for trial, Judge.
Okay. I'm glad that you're negative. Just remember, your life is not about, do you have children now?
Yes, sir.
How many kids you got?
5.
5. This makes 6?
Yes, sir.
How many fathers?
One,
Okay, good. Just, it's really hard to have children, and now you're on your sixth. Kids are really, really expensive. Just treat that kid with love, respect.
Okay.
All right, so we'll have you sign a reset, and then we'll see you December 10th, ready for trial, okay? All right, stay in touch with Abel so that you guys can be on the same page about trial,
yes, sir.
okay?